Hello Pisces, this is Victoria and I'm here with your January tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life and personal space, your career, and we'll get you guidance on how to best navigate the energy of the month of January. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself, so make sure to stick around for that. And I will begin with a quick oracle message from the Sacred Traveler deck to kick us off and see what is the theme for the month of January for you. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. We have full moon in Cancer coming up on January 3rd. I will be doing a separate reading for that, and it will include messages for each zodiac sign. So if you're new, welcome, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those readings. These readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Pisces. So if you're checking this for a Sun sign, check out videos for other placements. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, Pisces, so your message for the month of January is distant thunder, clear the air. Interesting. So it's like that little nudge, that you may be feeling that something's not right, or it may be a silly thing, but it doesn't leave you alone, and you're like, yeah, maybe I should talk to this person, maybe I should ask, whether it's regarding you and maybe you need some help or advice and you're not sure whether you're in a position to ask for it, or maybe it's something that you want to resolve with that person, something that's going on between the two of you. Basically, the cards are telling you that yes, follow that nudge and have a conversation. There will be a lot of clarity that will come out of it. I read, I think it was from Bashar, a message on Instagram just today that, if you want to, have space, create space for new beginnings in 2026, you need to let go of something, the old energy at the end of the year, right? So it's also something to think about. You don't want to be bringing any hardships or any heavy energies or anything unsaid that was potentially conflicting. You don't want to bring that burden with you into 2026. So if there is an opportunity just to have that conversation and leave it behind, have it resolved, why not do it? And I mean, I know I'm saying like, why not? This is so easy. And maybe the situation actually isn't easy at all. But you know what I mean. It's worth it. It's worth it. Clarity on the other side will set you free, will bring you relief, even if it's not the result that you're expecting. That's what I'm going to say here. Okay, so for your personal space and love life, you have the High Priestess. This is your energy, Pisces. Then you have Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, I'm sorry, and Four of Pentacles. And then for the workspace, you have Knight of Pentacles. I'll talk about all of this in a moment. Knight of Wands, wow, a lot of action. And Justice. This is Libra energy. Could be dealing with Libra. And then finally, the advice, we have the Emperor. This is Aries energy. We have Three of Swords and Seven of Wands. You see, we have Seven of Wands after all. I saw it in Seven of Swords for some reason, but it was coming. Wow, bottom of the deck is Death. And there's that full moon I was talking about. But you know what, to me, if Death is underneath, it means that it's not really in focus. It's not like you have to, that it's going to be a struggle to get this transformation going. It's more like it will happen so quickly you may not even notice. Like, how did I get here? How did things change so quickly? But you have to deal with that new state of things. And that could be just as tricky because you didn't really have time to get your head around it while it was changing, right? While transformation was happening, while you were agreeing to it, right? It's like, boom, it just happened. So what now? And we see some of that trickiness with the cards here because we have High Priestess, which is of course your intuitive knowledge, your connection to ancestors and guides, and ability to figure out pretty much any situation, however limiting or negative it might seem in the moment. And it's very important to tap into that power at this time so that you can find the solution that will be true to you, that will be authentic and not just coming out of, quote unquote, the circumstances that put you here. This is the worst way to find a solution to something, is getting into a mindset of like, okay, this is what I have to face now, so what do I do with this, right? Like I just have to deal with this stuff. No, put yourself into like, okay, so I have these different aspects of my reality right now. How can I, have the best outcome with this? Because part of it then is going to be part of the problem is you closing off to what this really means or how it may benefit you. It's not what you expected. It seems like it's not fair. Something has gone wrong, whether it's about the relationship or, anything else in your personal space. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, by the way. Maybe, I don't know, you went traveling with your friend and things turned out to be completely different from what you expected. We have a bit of a fireplace going. It's winter time now, so who knows, maybe, right? And you thought everything was crystal clear on what everyone's doing, the boundaries, the itinerary, and then suddenly it's all completely different, whether because you had different understanding from your friend or because of circumstances, right? But don't portray yourself as a victim of them. That's what I'm trying to say here. And again, no judgment. We all do it subconsciously, but it's your conscious choice to do differently, to be different in this, right? And do better instead of closing off and getting into fight or flight, or ruminating about like, how could this happen, right? See how you can tap into your intuition and build on it and grow from it as a person. Now, for a personal space, we have the Knights and we have Justice here. I like seeing Justice in any position in the reading, always. Like, it's whatever it is solving, whatever it is balancing out, we can always use more of this, right? It's like karmic rebalancing. Of course, especially in the workspace, it can mean all kinds of legal questions being put on the agenda and finding resolution to those. There's something that comes to a close that is being resolved, right? But before that happens, there need to be some decisive action, right? You need to not just to communicate, but actually take steps. Present your idea, present your business plan, spread it, make it public, and see what happens. Not even about like, I'm gonna share it with my boss and see what he thinks, and then we'll take it from there, depending on what he says. No, it's like, you need to implement it. And of course, show some respect to other people involved, but that's the energy really now. There is a lot of fire and desire to like, fire in a good way, like desire to make it better, to improve the current status of things, right? And you may find that even if it doesn't seem logical, what you're suggesting, but if it comes from your intuition, it will bring the best outcome, right? So it's not time to be quiet. It's time to be loud, to speak up, and to make sure that those steps, those ideas get implemented. And that's going to be for the good of not just you, but anybody else involved, whether it's the company or your clients or whatever, depends on your occupation. And then finally, for the advice, we have the Emperor, Three of Swords, and Seven of Wands. So again, there is a desire to maybe establish full control and just not allow any contingencies, because that's scary, and because maybe especially because in that personal experience, it got you into a place of insecurity, maybe even physically being afraid for your health or maybe even your life, right? There was something there that got you scared, got you off your game, and now there's a desire to like secure your position as much as possible to not let it happen. But remember that with the Emperor energy, you might as well rise above that and remember that you have that power internally, that you have that structure, that you have those skills, that experience, that knowledge that will get you out of any burdensome situation, even if you haven't taken 100 steps to prepare better for it next time, right? And that's the beauty of it, that you don't have to, that you can open your heart, you can feel safe, right? And then yes, things happen, shit happens, and it's okay, and you'll be able to deal with it, and you'll feel even better about yourself and your environment about it, you know, if you come out even stronger from it. I like this Three of Swords actually because it has sun here and it's kind of warming up the heart. So to me, it always is connected with heart healing a lot more than heartbreak, right? So a lot of heart healing comes from establishing boundaries, but not in a hostile way, but in a way of like, I'm gonna be friendly, I'm gonna be open and easygoing, but I know where, you know, my intimate space is, and I don't want people to violate that, right? And it's okay to let them know. It's okay to establish control that way. But remember that at the end of the day, you are not really controlling anybody else's actions. You are also not responsible for their feelings, for whether they're happy or not happy, even if it's somebody you really care about. And you need to let them do their thing, their way. It's their tension, it's their situation. Especially if they're not explicitly asking you for help, right? You may feel like an emperor, like you have a lot to share, to, you know, even to tell them what to do or how to solve, but it needs to be more like that's also where you're supposed to respect other people's boundaries, just like you want them to respect yours. Okay, message for Pisces from their person of interest. Message for Pisces, please. We have Nine of Swords, clarified by the Hierophant, and Five of Pentacles. So there's definitely worry about your future. Your person is worried about their future together, whether it's about getting married, starting a family, or it could be about financial well-being, or just how present you are with each other, how much, you know, how much of a good partner you are to each other. And again, it's not one-sided, it's both. But if anything, they're more concerned of how they can meet the challenge or meet that standard that you have or that they have for themselves even, right? So there is some ongoing contemplation of how do we do this right? How do we make sure that we succeed in this? It's coming from a good place in terms of like wanting the best outcome, but this energy is not productive. The Five of Pentacles, where you have abandonment issues that can manifest, you know, is feeling not worthy, feeling like, you know, I'll never be able to do enough, or something along those lines, or being a people pleaser, right? Like none of those are good solutions. None of those will help build a good foundation, right? But understanding that it's in your hands, you know, with God's help or, you know, your higher powers' help, that you can build this one step at a time, that's really powerful. And I feel like that's somewhere where you can support your person and you can give them some peace of mind with this. Of course, if that's how you feel. Or if you're not, then it could be a good time to come together and have that honest conversation. That could be the conversation where you will clear the air and make it better, because maybe you think that you have cold feet, or you know, you have these concerns and the other person is so confident, so you don't want to ruin that. But deep down, like on the other hand of it, they have similar concerns, right? So this could work out much better than you think. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time,